everybody? I am Damien Jaxxyn, live on location here at the Treehouse, and I am here with my field of honor. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
All right, everybody, your names and what you play and what you do.
My name's Ori, and I play bass.
My name's Devin, do vocals.
My name's Clayton. I play guitar and do vocals.
Kyle, drums.
Beautiful. All right, as we speak, there is a live band playing on Facebook right now, so hopefully it does not pick up as much. But I got some questions to ask you. I got my list of questions, but also going to ask some stuff on the fly that'll probably stump you a little bit or just come naturally in the conversation. So the first question though is, how did you all meet?
I think Clay's got to take this one.
So me and Ori and Devin went to school together, grew up together in this town of Lake County, Indy. I met Kyle at a factory that I was working in the summer, and then Joe was always in the bands that the rest of us kind of grew up with and looked at as an influence going into everything. So when we decided to get back together, it kind of was a perfect opportunity to get to jam with our idol.
Don't give me that.
Yeah. Take two.
All right, how long have you guys known each other?
Good.
I joined in what, 2005?
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of years. 20 years.
I was in another band with Ori and Devin, probably about 15 years ago, and yeah, I went to the same school as Clayton and Ori and Devin, just a few years older than them. I met Kyle later on in another side project.
All right, you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think just growing up in a town of, what, 500 people in Newport? I mean, all of us, there wasn't a whole lot to do, so just playing music, that was kind of the thing that we had collectively. That was always fun for us to do, so like I said, Joe was kind of that first wave that we kind of started watching, and us, as kids a few years younger, early 2000s. I think a lot of us met at shows. We didn't meet, going to school together, so I think it's a big part. But then, yeah, like I said, Kyle just kind of got brought in early 2005, which I think we started in 2004. So Kyle came in, pretty early. So I mean, it's over 20 years now. We took some time off, and now we're back. So
Hell yeah. Well, I saw you guys last Sunday over at Camping Club. You were pulling up for an Inimical Drive and Dead Eyes. I saw you guys there. I was like, man, you guys were fucking killing it. The vocals, everything was just amazing. Like from guitar to the drums, everything was just like perfectly sound. What made you want to get into being a band? Or like getting into like playing guitar, playing drums, and just doing what you do? Ask around.
We grew up in a small town. There wasn't really much else to do. Then we started going to shows, watching Joe play it. Grows up in London, and we were like, hey, that's really cool. It's something we can do and not get in trouble with. And we've known each other since we were little kids, so we kind of like started learning how to play instruments together and kind of got in that rhythm of writing stuff. It's just been fun.
yeah, I think I was just kind of the friend of the group that was already playing music. Like, hey, we need a bass player. I'm like, well, I guess I'll play bass. Still trying to figure it out, 20 plus years later, but it was never like an intentional thing. Like, I want to play music as well, so I just want to hang out with my friends and do something creative together. And it was, they needed a bass player, so I just kind of learned. Clayton was a big part of teaching me those early, basic just music concepts, and from there it just kind of evolved to what it is now.
For me, I was always into music. Always had a huge CD collection. Always finding new bands and stuff. And then I moved schools, and some of the kids had
Just going to shows, we got the unique opportunity to live in a town that threw some iconic DIY shows. So getting to walk like 4 or 5 blocks uptown with our parents' permission, like go watch these bands that are just tearing it up and doing what we're doing now. It was a big part of it. And then we had another friend in town that just kind of woke up one day and was like, we should do this too, and taught ourselves from the basics up. With that being said, we do not know how to play actual guitar. That is 100% DIY as well.
Alright, that kind of seems like the norm when it comes to like people want to start up bands. It's like we have no idea how to really play. We maybe know like a couple chords or whatever, and just fabricate some shit together. So it seems like always the origin story. It's like, we just threw some shit together and it worked, and then we learned more once we got there. Alright, so you guys are named my field of honor. How'd you come up with the name?
Who wants this one?
It's Clayton.
It's Clayton.
So this strung from a 13 and 14-year-old sleepover going through a thesaurus for hours trying to
That ages us a little bit.
Yeah, pre-internet.
yeah, it was
Still
before
the source.
just looking for anything cool, and you know, the emo craze was going on depending on how you classify emo, because some look at it differently. You know, the field of honor is kind of sacred to battle, so it felt like we were going to battle when we went out to play, even if we were playing on one string at that time. But that was where it started, and it actually, little fun fact, it started out as apathy, and our first concert was a 2-piece concert at the Newport Library in front of our old guitarist's grandpa and family, and we made our own iron-on apathy t-shirts to rock it up. Obviously we wanted to branch out and become Under Oath and Cheetos and all these famous bands, so kind of worked at it to get there.
Right. So it don't take us long, and so we don't break any of these chairs and swings. What have been some of the highs and lows you've experienced together?
There's plenty of those.
Yeah, plenty of those. I mean, I
Don't
think
even start.
it's so hard to do something collective with 5 people and not hurt each other's feelings. You know, when you're this passionate about something, and that's music in general. You know, if you want to do it well, you have to be passionate. You have to be emotional about it. So you get 5 people with this high emotion, this passion. You know, you're gonna have really highs and really lows just by that. You know, that chemistry alone. But we've had yelling, drag out fights, but we also have, you know, these awesome, beautiful moments where we get to come play a house show together. You know, that's we've played plenty of venues, we've played everything, but you know, just for me, just to be able to be with these guys and play music, you know, that's a high, even if it comes with, you know, some of the low points in between. But you know, for me, it's all worth it.
Highs and lows with these guys. Every time we write music or create a new song or a jam is a high for me personally. Anytime we're not playing together is a low for me, because I love these guys so much. And yeah, a super high for me was when I went away for a little while. These guys all kept me on deck and didn't replace me. So,
I tend to be the one that brings all the lows, usually. I am the most impatient person that you will meet. I'm so ready to share everything that we work with. I mean, we are writing machines. We have so much music sitting, and every time one of us sends one to the other, it's like, all right, can we record this tomorrow? Can we get this released? Who's doing this, who's doing this. I'm also very schedule oriented, so I'm like, who's doing this day? You better be here.
Don't waste my fucking time.
Those tend to be the lows, but the highs are always practice. Even when I'm in a bad mood, starting with practice, have a great time. The highs go all the way to our messenger group, chat thread or whatever. We call it My Field of Dongers. All of our reactions are eggplants. So when we do votes and whatnot, you'll see our messengers just load up with eggplants. So the first time my wife saw that, she looked over my shoulder and she's like, "What the hell is happening?" Just a bunch of dick emojis, just all the way up and down this thing, and that stuck with us. So yeah, that's one of our big highs.
There's always highs and lows with everything, but being able to play with these guys is definitely a big high. I don't try not to focus too much on the lows. It doesn't get you anywhere, but yeah, playing with these guys is a really big high. All of us are older now, got a lot of stuff going on, but we still make time for each other, still get to hang out. It's a big high for me.
All of you guys' responses, it seems like less bandmates and more like brothers in a band.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not all related, like you've known each other for so long, you're technically family. What bands inspire you or your music process? I know that's a hard one.
The question.
This might get passed around a lot.
I mean, I think one of the first screamy bands I ever heard was Slipknot.
Yeah.
And that was so weird to me at first. I actually I kind of pushed it away. Like, no, that can't be music. Like, I like the singing parts and I like the guitar and the drums. That's all cool, but that screaming stuff just can't get behind it. And then gave it time, and it kind of started to make sense. But I mean, I'd say Slipknot was a big one. Deftones was a big one, and also just some of that 1980s pop, and even some of that 1980s like hair metal. Like, just hearing that so much on the radio, we didn't so much have a lot of access to music. We were kind of relying on what the radio would play and maybe what we'd see on the TV. That's kind of cool about starting, in a local band and playing local shows. You kind of get an idea of like, oh, what's this not mainstream stuff? So, not throw it back to Joe, one of his first bands that the rest of us grew up watching. That was like really at first just didn't make sense, and then now I can't get enough of it.
I remember being little, listening to Pantera, to my dad in his truck riding around. I thought that was so cool being a little kid. So that influenced me a lot. And then growing up, just branching out to all these different genres, just find influence in everything that I listen to. My wife recently introduced me to a lot of rap that I never thought I would listen to. A lot of the writing style and the lyrics is pretty cool to me. I remember the first time we heard The Devil Wears Prada way back in the day, we were like, oh, this is it. Yeah, just find influence everywhere. It just doesn't have to be the specific genre that we play. There's not a lot of bands that I feel like play this style of music, so we just bring our own stuff into it.
Like Rory said, those Newport shows, seeing Rose Over the Lemon, Dead of Winter, In the Face of War, Between the Nightmares, like seeing those bands live, the energy and how much fun they were having, or how much pain they were in, but still enjoying themselves, like that was a huge thing. And then kind of growing up and like Rory said, like TV, Fuse and Much Music and everything when it wasn't reality TV.
Yeah.
Played
Yeah.
good shows or good music videos and stuff. That was a big thing. Before school, watch NTV2. They had awesome selection of new music. Get home, Fuse would just be loaded with everything that you saw at Warped Tour and wanted to go see. And but the biggest influence for me was definitely As Cities Burn all day. The most beautifully written melodic music that I could ever hear. And it made me just want to play that all the time. So.
As far as influences go, for me, probably throw it back to when I was about 15. I went to my first punk rock show, and that was pretty much it. I knew I'd found my home. But musically, Poison the Well, Every Time I Die, and probably Mineral, Copeland, some other indie rock bands.
Nerd. Mineral. Who listens to Mineral?
Mineral's fantastic.
Influence-wise, Thrice was a huge door opener for me. I heard that and I was like, oh yeah. And I started chasing all the bands, from Autumn to Ashes and stuff like that. But I listen to just about everything. Anything that feels good, makes me want to move, punk, hardcore, rap, country, whatever,
Oh yeah, I am actually seeing a pattern when doing these interviews. Is a lot of people, depending on what they like. I do a lot of rock stuff, yeah, but it all seems like you have that inspiration from other genres outside of just like the metal or rock. So that is nice to hear, and also I think that's what all like puts us together. Is you see somebody and it's just like, oh, they got all these tattoos, or they do this, and then it's like, oh yeah, we go in their car and they probably listen to Taylor Swift, or listening to some like house song, or listening to Daft Punk or Pantera and stuff like that. So that is great to know that the people, and like from doing this, that like a lot of bands do have that mixture of like genres they listen to. And I'm just like, I don't want to stick to metal. That's all I know. Blah blah blah. That's my heart. Which is, it's nothing wrong with it. It's like, hey, everybody has their thing. Trust me, there's people who just do one or two genres. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. When you're not rocking out, what are you doing in your free time? I feel like you probably just all together, like joined at the hip at certain points, but when you gotta take time away from each other, what do you gotta do? Like what hobbies and stuff like that?
Summertime, I race dirt track. I race a dirt modified. Try to get out as much as possible, but it's expensive. Way more than music. And I like to do a lot of camping and kayaking, hiking, stuff like that.
I spend a lot of my free time being a dad. I felt a little bit making a lot of artwork on the side of the business of mine, so I do a lot of commission work.
I do a lot of fishing, and haven't done it in a little bit, but I have a woodworking shop. I used to do a lot of woodworking, so yeah.
Spending time with my family. I'm a very family-oriented man, and I'm so thankful that these guys are mindful of that. There's a lot of times I can't make it out to practices or stuff because we got family stuff going on. My wife and I own our own tattoo shop, so we do tattoos throughout the week, and then just come jam.
What's the name of the tattoo shop?
Midwest Ink, Terre Haute. Yeah, family, tattoos, drawing, art, all of it.
I've recently gotten into disc golf. It's kind of become like a new hobby, which is oddly satisfying. I never thought myself as a golfer, but that's kind of scratched an itch I didn't know I had, which actually, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And a lot of cycling. It's kind of become a new hobby. I think more so I'm just chasing like the endorphins or the dopamine that you get from it rather than the actual. I've never had fun on a bike, but after I'm like, oh, I think that was fun. I'm gonna do that again. So.
Well, also this is actually very unique. Like you all have a hobby that is very, like, somewhat peaceful. Like you said, woodworking and fishing and doing art. rate like is it dirt racing or rally?
Yeah.
Like that's a little bit different. That's not like still a little bit hectic, but still you guys got something to where you can get your mind off stuff. Like I'm ready to do your work on your cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you all have something to do, like being a family man stuff. Like that's a big job. Like taking care of kids and making sure everything in the house is going right. Like that's huge. If you could collab with anyone, who could it be? And this could be for the entire group, or if you want to go one by one.
We need to pass on that one. I have to think about it, so we're gonna keep that guy back.
I want to collab with Post Malone and Taylor Swift.
Wow.
And John Mayer. And
John Mayer would make me quit playing guitar. it's too much talent too. I am.
play a few chords.
It would just be the one chord, and you're like, oh well, it's not everything.
It's the greatest chord of all time.
I'm still a huge, like I said, I'm a huge fan of As Cities Burn.
Elton John.
Elton John would be cool. It'd be very, very strange.
Trapped.
Bye, guys.
As Cities Burns would definitely be the one that I would want to collaborate with. It's just it touches every nerve that makes me love music.
My weedar.
Where'd Kyle put an entry at? I'm still thinking. Oh,
Me too.
Wander around the
Corners
corners.
there. Thrice was a huge influence on me. I'd love to collab with them. And Movements, another one of my favorites at the moment. Really enjoy them. That'd be fun. Something off the wall. I'd like to do something with some
Terms.
sort of psychedelic, digital kind of stuff mixed in with us. I think that'd be fun.
yeah, I'm just gonna say Thrice because Kyle said it. I love that band, and
I do too.
I'll really have a good answer. So we're gonna
If Jeff could hear you right now, or he would be like, yes, I'm ready.
I'm the side of Clayton. As Cities Burn has been a huge influence for us. Love everything that they've ever put out. Would be cool if Every Time I Die too. Original. Every Time I Die.
It's a good one.
What is your Mount Rushmore of rock? We can switch to metal, or we can do it just music as a whole.
Oof, that's a good one.
Steely Dan.
I would pick Thrice, Thursday, Unroof, As Cities Burn, Every Time I Die.
Agreed.
That's
the one that everyone would die to see.
Isn't there only 4? You said 5.
Says
I'm
who?
the side. Give room. I think Corey nailed it. That's my answer.
I have really been influenced in the last 3 years by this band called Ghost Chant out of New York. They're, even though it doesn't necessarily reflect on our music, there's still parts of it that hits. Microwave is a really big one that I'm digging right now. I feel like would be up there. As Cities Burns and Thrice. God, that'd be up. Spice Girls freaking band right there. There's your 5.
When you think about the influence they have on
My
our
Mount
generation.
Rushmore is Was in the Will. Every
Whoa.
Time I Die. Thrice and Deftones.
It's good.
Oh, yeah, I'll say Thrice and As Cities Burn. I agree with basically the rest of the band on that one. And then I'm going to have to add Tool. Because great. They're all one of my all-time favorites. Danny Carey is just amazing.
Truly.
And then last one, I'm going to say Misery Signals. There's a little heavy stuff in there for me.
All right, what's been your favorite place to perform? Some thinkers.
My favorite place is
That's good.
You've never played in my living room. Into the porch.
Sort of a living room. Favorite place that I played with these guys? Probably last weekend at whatever.
He wasn't doing like in between banter and shit.
Maybe. My favorite place to play that we've played in this run is definitely Canopy Club. Canopy Club was pretty big. Or the Healer. The Healer's been really cool. A couple times we played there.
My favorite place has been Tattoo Shop. A lot of memories from that place. I'm glad that we got to play there and add that to the list of memories I have from that place.
I would say ever. I guess I'll answer this question twice. The place that kind of really comes to mind is me and Joe had a band about 10 years ago, and we played at a place called the Black Sheep in Springfield. And there is just something really special about that place, and that night was just everything you'd want from a show. It's just so much fun. The energy, just the style of music we played was just perfect for that place, and we got like so much good crowd reaction from it, and just one of those shows that's just like 30 minutes felt like 5 minutes because it was just so much fun. So that show sticks out to me a lot. But with this band, I would say our first show back in Terre Haute at Devon's Shop, we took almost 20 years off as a band. So just to be able to do this again collectively with them, like that first time, there's just something really special about that really sticks with me.
Too.
All right, last question, because man, if it was fucking good out here, I'm pretty sure we all want to get food. Agreed.
Yeah.
Because I could talk to you guys forever, but
Who got holding that about
whether you're at home, whether you're out on tour, or whatever, what is your favorite place to get food?
I will drive way out of the way for Rowdy Fries. Rowdy Fries, just something special about it.
My answer is going to be yes.
In general?
Yes. I love to eat. It's my favorite thing to do. I'm good at it.
What's your favorite place?
My favorite place? I don't know if I can pick a favorite.
That's because you cook your own food.
There's so many good places. I feel like we go to Steak and Shake quite a bit after shows.
But Clayton actually is a chef, and everyone in the band will attest to that.
What was the question?
Favorite place to
Favorite
eat?
place to eat, whether you're on tour or you're at home. Favorite place to eat.
I could smoke a mean pork butt.
Yep.
I messed that baby up.
It will fuck you up too. You will never be the same.
But,
I haven't even eaten it yet.
Owl. I'm loving going to like Steak and Shake or IHOP after shows. Like, it's a really cool thing. It's like a big
You like the labor
finishing. It's like an after dinner mint. It's like if you've smoked for 20 years and you just ate a big ass meal, like that cigarette afterwards. That's what Steak and Shake is for this fat guy.
The Steak and Shake on Neal Street is fine.
If we're all collectively going out, IHOP or Steak and Shake for sure. If it's on my own dime, then I'm going to go to the Courier Cafe here in Urbana. This is awesome.
Period.
It's hard to choose a favorite. I obviously enjoy Steak and Shake and IHOP after shows. Somewhere's got a good steak, a good burger.
Yeah, I know. I did last time.
What about you, D?
For me,
What do you love in here?
so like I said, I'm originally from Dalton, Illinois, but like Chicago area.
Baker's Pizza?
That is one for sure. but for people who've heard and listened to these, everybody knows that I am the White Castle guy. I fucking love White Castle.
Period.
Like White Castle.
Hands down.
I went to St. Louis last week, before like the Friday and Saturday, and
Max on sliders.
got fucking sliders. I got White Castle. I could have ate it morning, noon, and night. I could eat my fucking.
Don't eat it in Indianapolis, so there's way more better places than that
Well,
one.
I've had it
Trust
in
me.
Indianapolis, but yeah, like I love White Castle. Beggars is up there. Portillo's, like
Roots Pizza.
I haven't had.
Roots is a spot.
If you like Zaza Anyway,
I
I trust those.
think we just want to say
Joe.
thank you for letting us do this. We really appreciate you taking the time to meet us at a house show and interview us. I don't think we've ever done an interview in all the years we've been doing this. This is really cool for us. So thank you for doing this and for continue to give this type of music even that much more of a platform. It's fantastic. So we really do appreciate it.
All right.
Closing thoughts?
Anybody? Closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts?
Jerry's final thought. But yeah, man, I saw you guys last week, and it's been a week, depending on when you're watching this. And saw you guys up on stage, and I was just like, these guys are fucking killing it. I did not know you would because I didn't know you wouldn't be there, because I didn't see you on the flyer. Then you opened up, and I was just like, who are these guys? I gotta go up to them. I bought merch from you, which I gotta make sure to get a shirt or something next time. I gotta get hats.
Hats?
They're
Hats.
They're being
We do hats.
We have the technology.
Elusive society. Or
Everybody knows. I talk about it on the radio show all the time. I am a mark for hats. I get shirts, but I'm always wearing a hat. Whether it's something like this, it's a beanie, it's whatever. If you got a hat, I will pay an absorbent amount of money for a hat.
We'll get you a hat, and it'll be free.
I'll probably still end up giving you some cash, what's your Venmo, PayPal, sale, whatever.
But we'll make you a special edition one that only you can
Fuck yeah. But, all right, it is fucking amazing to have y'all on here. Hopefully, the music hasn't been too crazy, so that way I can use this. If not, I'll hit y'all up and we got a Zoom call this shit, and then we can talk for 2 hours.
We'll do it.
That.
You probably have to tell your wife and kids hey, I gotta be gone for a couple hours, but I'll be back. But this has been fun. First time doing this on somebody's porch. You guys killed it in that very small space with a bunch of people just moshing about. You guys fucking rock. I love what you do. Keep doing it. Hopefully I can have you on live. We'll be playing your music on the show for sure, so everybody else can witness how great you guys are.
We've never done the radio, so that's another first. So we'll take
Bet.
it.
Trust me, I'm gonna put you on blast on the radio show for sure, so that way people know. And is it WEFT 90.1? This has been my field of honor. I've been Damien Jaxxyn. We're all gonna go get some food because we're all fucking hungry. Live long and rock on. We're out of here.
I thought you were going to say live long and prosper.